Few names shine as brightly as that of Alexander the Great, a fearless Macedonian king who created one of the largest empires in the ancient world. But how did a man that was considered a god mysteriously die at the age of 32? This is the story of the triumph, tragedy, ambition, and downfall of Alexander the Great. Born in 356 BCE in Pella, Macedonia, Alexander was destined for greatness from the moment he took his first breath. He was the son of King Philip II, ruler of Macedon, and Queen Olympias, a woman of royal lineage herself. As a child, Alexander was tutored by the famed philosopher Aristotle, who instilled in him a love for learning and a thirst for knowledge that would shape his destiny. But even as he studied philosophy, mathematics, and medicine, Alexander's heart yearned for something more. He longed for adventure, for glory, for conquest. His chance would come sooner than he expected. At the age of 20, tragedy struck the royal family when King Philip was assassinated at a wedding feast. With his father's death, Alexander ascended to the throne of Macedon, inheriting a kingdom on the brink of greatness. But Alexander had grander ambitions than merely ruling over Macedonia, and so he set out to fulfill his destiny, embarking on a campaign of conquest that would make him the most famous warrior in history. His first target was the mighty Persian Empire, a realm that stretched from Asia Minor to the borders of India. In May of 334, Alexander the Great faced Persian troops for the first time at the Granicus River. Despite initially being surrounded and disarmed, his army encircled the Persians in a pincer attack, forcing them to retreat. This is when two coordinated forces close in on an enemy position from different directions. Many battles later, the Battle of Gaugamela was how Alexander truly earned his title of the Great. Alexander's troops drew the enemy to the rear, allowing for a cavalry charge in through the center, allowing for the Macedonians to easily kill many opposing soldiers. With Darius fleeing in defeat, Alexander pursued him and eventually claimed the title of King of Kings for himself. Very soon, Alexander had conquered all the way to the Indian border. He now had control of modern-day Turkey, Syria, Israel, Egypt, and the entirety of the modern-day Arab world. But as Alexander's empire grew, so did the strains upon it. In his attempt to conquer India, his soldiers grew weary of constant warfare and demanded to return home. And then, in the midst of his triumphs, tragedy struck. In the summer of 323 BCE, at the age of 32, Alexander died. Records recount that his body did not decompose until many days later, claiming that he was a god. However, modern science has proved that he was most likely alive during this time and in some sort of coma. It is unclear the cause of the great conqueror's death. It was likely that he died from a disease like malaria or typhoid fever. However, it is also possible that he died as a result of his heavy drinking or was poisoned. Comment your thoughts below. Chaos erupted with the news of Alexander's death. With no heir, his four generals vied for power, each seeking to claim a piece of his vast realm for themselves. Lysimachus took Thrace and much of Asia Minor. Cassander took Macedonia and Greece. Ptolemy I, a direct ancestor of Cleopatra, took Egypt, Palestine, Cilicia, Petra, and Cyprus. Seleucus I. Nicator took the remainder of Asia and founded the Seleucid Empire. The unity that Alexander had fought so hard to achieve crumbled in his absence, and his once great empire dissolved into a patchwork of warring states. But even as his empire disintegrated, Alexander's legacy endured. His conquests had spread Greek culture and civilization throughout the world we know today. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video and want to learn more about history's greatest heroes and adventures.